This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. Martin, the punter, now out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go! The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
He's coming.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runner, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. This is Carson. 7 yards there and a first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. They'll try the left side. It's Carson, and the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game. And you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
And that's good for another Seahawks. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 41. On the ground, this is Rashad Penny. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
That's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's second and 7.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Here's Wilson. That's caught by Penny. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
I'm not sure that this play was designed for him specifically, but they got through the progressions and got the ball to him. So second catch on the drive. He may not be a primary guy, but they definitely want him involved, don't they?
Absolutely. This early, the opening drive, as you said, 2 catches. So if they can get him going in the passing game, it should open up his running game, too. Now Rashad Penny, and not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
On second and 9, Wilson. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. 16 yards, a first down. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plans. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A 4-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Right off the bat, they start with a very solid, methodical 10-play drive.
And you know me, I tend to look at things from the defensive side. They're coming off the field gassed right away. We're in the first drive of the game. So it's not just what happened, but think of the emotion you carry into a game, then double it with getting a 10-play drive put on you and points scored. They're pretty tired right now.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Stafford and the Lions now have it first and 10 at their own 21. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up second and 4 at the 26-yard line.
From the 26, they'll line up on second and 4.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
Stafford. And this one's incomplete. C.J. Anderson, the intended target, and it's third and 4. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
From the gun on third down, Stafford. Got a man, it's Amendola. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. So from the 36 now, first and 10.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
The first down carry here for Johnson. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Recon, 132 fighter.
To throw is Stafford. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Cassius Marsh able to get him for a loss of about 3. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Back to throw, Stafford. He's going to fire one deep, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 14.
Well, it's 3rd down. You're in a tight game in the loudest stadium in the NFL, and it's enough to rattle even the most seasoned of quarterbacks. And here, it looks like he's not quite on the same page as his receiver. This will wind up a turnover.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 43. After the interception, here's Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
At the 50-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. From midfield now, here's Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Christian Jones. He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And that's caught inside the 35. 30 yards there, and of course the first down as well.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the shotgun, Wilson being chased out left. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Check. 315. Here we go.
On 2nd down, here's Penny. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And a quick slant, good for 8 and a first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Devon Kennard charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. 23 yards the pickup there.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. On second down now, it's Carson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21. Yard line.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back into the game.
There actually is something to the psychology of the game at times, isn't there? How much better would they feel running into the locker room, as you noted, with something on the board in a positive fashion? You're exactly right. It's a great opportunity to get that done.
From the 21, it's second and 10.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
To throw again, Stafford. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Looking for Amendola, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. He's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw, a free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Time for... So I'm waltzing down Main Street, got an umbrella, just a torrential downpour, and I look over, and this guy's stone-faced wearing a poncho that says, "Don't rain on my parade," and he is just angry. And, we got to go. I'll tell you the rest later. Here we go, third quarter. And the decision to bring it out is good. It cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
First and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it first and 10 at their own 18. And they start the second half with Johnson. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford throwing deep for Galladay. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 26. A big play there for Detroit. 55 yards.
First down.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's first and 10. On first down, it's Johnson trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
To throw on second down is Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And the ball is knocked out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them. Big tackle, knock the ball free. Anything you can do to slow them down.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Wilson throwing again. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Seahawks. Now Myers for the extra point. And that stretches the lead to 27. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Stafford and the Lions now have it first and 10 at their own 22. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver, but now it'll be third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Stafford now to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Quentin Jefferson able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up fourth down. Here's Sam Martin now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Now it's Lockett. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
At their own 46-yard line.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Flush to his right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
To throw again on second down, Wilson. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it they're picking up the first down.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the...
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks offense continues to pour it on.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 24. They begin the drive with Johnson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Set, blue 60. Mike my board. Woo-hoo.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Stafford, he gets it left side to Johnson. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the
quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're looking at third and a few inches. From the gun, here's Stafford. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Stafford now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he's got this down to the 35. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
At the 35-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Tight ends Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Here we go.
Throwing again. Stafford. He's going to let this go. Back of the Galladay's got it. And the Lions have a touchdown. Kenny Galladay, 35 yards. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Extra point good by Prater, and that will get them one closer. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Wilson, the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Now on 2nd and 13. Wilson. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him. Now Wilson. Well, there was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys. Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Stafford on 1st down. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver, but it'll be second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Stafford. Caught by Jones. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your #1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. The Lions on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
The critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Hey, check my 50. Mike is a 50. Check my...
Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Amendola, he was the intended target.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Wilson. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Carson, and that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Forced out to his left. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit. And receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. There's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
40 got. Hey, watch out. Check Mike.
From the 50, Stafford. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he backs it away, and it falls down incomplete. It was Trey Flowers that time who got a hand in and broke it up. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. The linebacker Bobby Wagner able to get back in coverage and knock it free. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jared Davis. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Hey, blue 60. Check. Watch 54. Let's pick it up.
Back to throw. Stafford. He's going to let it fly. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. And I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. So the victory here for Seattle. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
I almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.